Thank you for joining us wherever you are. This podcast episode is brought to you by the Old Ways Actual Play team. This actual play uses the 7th edition Call of Cthulhu tabletop role-playing game rules by Chaosium. This actual play is performed by adults and in an adult setting. While we try very hard to stick to language for all ages, listeners should know that this podcast may include mature themes. All content, including names, places, events, companies, and etc., that may bear resemblance to entities living or dead, is strictly coincidental. My name is Michael Diamond, and for tonight's game, I will be your keeper. Thank you for joining us again in another episode of the Old Ways Podcast. I'm your keeper, Michael, and we return to Masks of Nyarlathotep in our China chapter. As we like to do before the show, we'd like to thank you, the listener, and especially you, the Patreon supporter. If you'd like to join our Patreon, you can at patreon.com/theoldwayspodcast. And now we're going to get back into, the fluidity that the waters outside Shanghai offer us. And we'll do that first with introductions. So to my right.
Hi, this is Tiffany, and I play Maeve O'Shea, and it's going to be the Dock and Lock show on shore.
to Miss O'Shea's right.
This is Morgan. I play one Lillian Lane, and I get to cross piracy off my bucket list today.
I didn't know you had it was on your bucket list, but very good. At the end of the table.
This is Jake. I'm playing Jack Doyle, and I told you there were fishmen in the water, but no one wanted to believe me.
You know what, Jack? It's true. You've been trying to tell people the whole time, and now they're here, and, well, they're getting up close and personal with one of your compatriots. To Jack's right.
This is Lonnie, and I'm playing Robert Drummond, and I guess our only option now is to set fire to the boat.
I mean, it does seem to be a worthy option, at least, maybe. To Mr. Drummond's right.
This is James, and I'll be playing Dr. Sigmund Tuttenbach, and I really think that high-pitched screaming and splashing was the signal.
Seems to be valid for me. And speaking of splashing and screaming, last but most certainly not least.
This is Alex playing Saint-Berlin. And I hate to break a T-wall, but there is something in the water.
So we're going to raise the curtain tonight with a sharp whistle, which floats up over the din of Shanghai crowds. It has been recognized by Miss Lane. It has been recognized by the doctor. You've alerted your compatriots, Miss Lane, that there is a emergency signal being issued by Sam. And you are hustling towards the dock. To that end, though, you are leaving 2 of your compatriots behind? Yes, or are you 2 going with?
They told us we weren't invited.
Okay.
No, we said you weren't invited on the ship.
I'm going to stay clear of danger for now, in case they need me later.
Are we?
It sounds as good a reason as any, yeah?
Is there any rowboats or anything near the dock?
There are several boats, not rowboats, but there are several boats, at least in the area. Most of them are the local merchant boats that transfers cargo from large ship to smaller ship to the dock here.
Is there any of them empty? Maybe we can take one out to the ship instead of having to swim.
Certainly. Give me a luck roll, Miss Lane.
I should have ran that past Jack first, but whatever.
Yeah. Take the initiative.
That's just not going to work. Hit a 75 out of 57.
Fantastic. You begin to look around when you get to the water's edge here where several piers begin to jet out. You see boats. It's not like they're not here. It's just there's nothing small. Most of them are a little bit larger. Also, given your point of reference where you are, you notice something fairly readily. And that is the ship out there. You see the splashing. You see some of the movement. Not a ton, but some. Again, it is dark and it's at night. There's only a couple of lights here that are available that shed sort of any real detail on what's going on. But it sure looks like the Dark Mistress is moving out to sea.
Am I the only one seeing this from my point on the dock?
I'm giving it to you as flavor text so that the people who are out there know. So there would also be a true statement for Sam as well. He would notice that the mistress is starting to move.
Jack, do you see that?
Yeah, I see that.
We're never going to catch it by swimming.
No, we need a boat to get the boat.
Mr. Drummond, what are you doing?
I see the boat starting to move, and I start looking for a boat as well.
Okay.
Because I can't think of anything better to do.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a hard spot hidden roll to locate a boat.
Nope. 59 over 55.
Okay. Sam, well, why don't you give me a hard climb roll if you're trying to climb on board?
Yeah, I can't just cling onto the side of this ship. I need room to move. So we've committed to boarding because, well, I'm no safer in the water, it seems. So plan C. So that is a 58 under 76.
Okay. That's a hard climb roll to get onto the boat while it's moving in the dark.
So what do I need then to, what is that? It's going to be a 38?
Okay,
Is that? Shh, that's a lot of luck. If I fail a push, I probably fall in the water and break.
Well, you're already in the water, but you know.
Oh, right. I will spend the 20 luck.
Wonderful. So you spend the 20 luck and you find a handhold to get onto the side of this boat. You sort of wedge your index and middle finger into a portion of the hull here and use it as it's pretty difficult of a pull-up for you. It's basically a one-arm pull-up with two fingers.
If there was ever a moment, now is the time. Yeah, I will do my best to get to my feet.
So you get onto the deck itself, and you can see just briefly there in the darkness a shadow move deeper into basically towards the back end of this yacht. It sort of lurches away from you, still trailing this long, slick ooze of ichor. Whatever's coming out of this thing is still coming out of it. And you can hear it hissing as it sort of continues to flop forward.
I can't see immediately around me, though.
No?
So I don't know how many of these things are here.
That's true.
I don't know how much I wounded this thing and how killable it is. I am in very uncertain territory. So my goal right now is not to hunt. It is to survive. So I'm going to force these things to find me.
Okay.
As I back away from the one that I can see or that I know is there, I will feel along the wall for openings, doors, or portholes, or anything that is moving or sliding.
Yeah, I mean...
So I guess I will leave this up to you, because I left, so I said I was leaving my duffel on the dock. So the question of what is with me, I guess I would ask you if you think I would leave both flasks of draught in my duffel or whether I'd have one on me.
I think you'd probably have one on you, but we'll say you probably thought I hadn't have one on you. Those of you who are on the dock and moving in that direction, looking and finding a way, can see Sam's duffel likely sitting on one side of the pier.
Well, grab it on the way.
Okay. So you're working your way back just a little bit to try to find an opening. It's not that there is no light here. It's just that it's very dim light.
Okay, but I'm in a dead end right now.
No, you're on the side of this yacht. You could go towards the front or you could go towards the back.
Is the back behind me?
So, yeah, where the creature went towards, it seems.
Okay, so I'm going to move away from the creature.
Okay.
Because I want to break.
Yeah.
I want to break line of sight, definitely. But I just want to get away from it. So I'm moving slowly and deliberately until I can get out of sight. And I'm going to try to hide from it and any others that are looking for me.
Yeah, why don't you give me a listen roll? And so while you're doing that, Sam, the investigators who are on the pier, what are you doing to try to catch the Dark Mistress?
We need to grab a ship.
Yeah. Well, there's a problem with that. We don't know how to sail, and if we got something that burns coal, we'd have to stoke the furnace. And how fast is it moving yet?
It's not moving very fast yet.
All right. Is there a rowboat or anything?
Give me a luck roll, Jack.
Nope.
Nobody's got.
No, well, it doesn't help when you roll 96.
Oh,
But I will spend a hand of fate for you, Jack, and I'll make that a success.
Oh.
It is nice. To your right, back towards the main portion of where this bend in the river goes, the heart of Shanghai, you see just bobbing up and down here on the side of the pier what is likely a smaller rowboat that seems to be attached to the pier.
All right, let's go for the rowboat.
do we want to bring the Doc and Maeve
Yeah.
since we're...
I'll yell for them. Doc, Maeve, come on.
I hobble down
I'll go.
and help Maeve into the boat and then climb in myself.
You do so, Doctor, a little tentatively, given that it's a rowboat. So who's rowing?
I am.
Or maybe both of us can row.
Yep.
Get the double one.
Well, yeah, I mean, there are 2 oars.
Yeah.
So if each of you take one, you can begin to sort of work. Now, it's my understanding that neither one of you are sailors,
No.
but a rowboat is a fairly simple craft.
Right.
So what I'll say is, if you would like to sort of begin this process, it's a strength roll. And it is a normal strength roll to start.
65 under 65.
Well, that's just that's 28 under 60.
Okay. So you probably start out a little heavy, Jack, because you're eager and excited to get caught up with the Dark Mistress. For you, Mr. Drummond, your rhythm is a little steadier, and that's important too. Unfortunately, Jack is a little over eager, and it takes you a minute to sort of
Get together.
Once you do, though, you are trailing the Dark Mistress here as a couple of heavy belches of coal dust come out of its main exhaust pipe. The main stack here.
Yeah, we got to catch up now. We're never going to.
Sam, I'd like you to give me, you gave me a listen roll, yes?
Listen, roll. I got a 3 under 63. It was an extreme success.
Very good. Fantastic. So all you hear in your ears as you're sort of pancaked to the wall, trying to grab at the shadows and stay hidden, are slapping sounds of things moving on the deck.
It's sad. It's sad to say that I'm not surprised, but it doesn't make it any less unsettling.
And there's even some sort of gurgling that's going on.
Yuck. It sounds juicy.
There are definitely multiple creatures on this yacht.
And I bet they all know each other. And they're all hungry. At least that's what I tell myself.
It's a family business. Okay. So that's what you hear. You don't hear a ton of noise coming from the inside. Like when you put your ear sort of to the wall, it sounds pretty quiet in there. But finding a way in is likely the hardest part. And so now you're going to give me a stealth roll. Contested, of course.
So there's a hard success, 37 under 95.
Okay. You managed to work your way a little further down past the light. And these noises continue. You pick up the first visual traces of them at the front of the yacht here. You can see there are 2 of them. They're wearing very heavy raincoats, wide-brimmed hats to shade off a lot of the rain that seems to find its way through the area here. They're a little physically wider and taller than a normal man. If you didn't know better, which sadly you do, they could pass for fishermen out on a boat in the middle of the night. Wouldn't be too hard. But your ears definitely pick up the same sort of strange trilling sounds that are coming from them.
Have I felt any seams in the wall or located any entrances yet?
You feel seams, but you haven't located any actual entrances.
But I'm just working in the dark right
Yeah.
now. Okay, which is fine. I don't need to shine a light anywhere.
From the back of the boat, you hear a excited, shrill sound.
What about up? How tall is this structure that I'm...
I'm going to say it's probably a good 12 to 15 feet.
Okay.
It's made out of steel.
Sure. It's tall.
It is. Jack, Mr. Drummond, strength rolls again.
Can I spend luck on that?
Certainly, it's an ability roll.
I will spend 3 to make it a 65 under 65.
Okay.
That'd be 12 under 60.
Yeah, it's the second hard success in a row from you. Overcompensating.
Yeah, well,
The group in the boat gets propelled through these waters at a fairly good clip. Doctor, your stomach is probably going to hate you very shortly for the progress that you're making. But you are making it towards the Dark Mistress. The boys here are using the wake that the boat is leaving as a channel to get into, a little bit easier waters. And so I'd like everybody on the boat who isn't rowing to make me a spot hidden roll.
43 under 75.
Okay.
82 out of 88.
All right.
31 under 80, that is a hard success.
Very good. Doctor, you are the only one who sees this. So up ahead in the distance, you catch sight of the back of the Dark Mistress. And you see 2 very tall figures standing at the back of it. And they appear to be visually picking up that you're gaining on them.
They know we're here, and they know we are following.
hey, Lillian, you want to get that rifle out?
I grab my rifle out and just hold it because there's nothing to shoot at yet.
Yeah, there is.
Am I
you
close
can't
enough
see
to?
it.
I can't see it. Yeah, I can't see it.
Hey, Jack, now might be a good time for you to light up a cigarette and give them something to shine a light on.
Are you out of your damn mind?
If they are shining a light on us, then we know where the light originates from, yeah? And he kind of taps the rifle that Lillian's holding.
I'm kind of busy at the moment. Why don't you light up a cigarette?
I don't smoke, it's bad for you.
Thought it was good for your T-zone.
Well, yeah, but my T-zone is fine. We don't have time for this, Jack. Doc lights a match and lights his pipe.
You hear a strange call from the back of the boat, a fevered, pitched yell. And then you hear the Dark Mistress's engines kick up higher. You feel that, Sam. You feel the boat begin to increase, the diesel engine inside of it begin to rocket forward.
How far are we back?
Well, I would say you're probably at this point, probably 20 or so feet. It's going to take another exceptional feat of strength to sort of get the boat where it needs to go.
Okay. Hey, is there any rope in this boat?
Yeah, a little.
Hey, somebody might want to get a lasso together.
She's the horse person.
I'm going to say I have riding. I don't have lassoing.
I would take a hard riding roll.
I only got 25 in riding.
Give us a hard riding roll.
Some kind of
Lillian.
equestrian you are.
I know, right? Apparently, I
Listen,
did not
she-
play an accordion lane.
She's like any.
You could just go throw. Throw is 20.
Yeah, but that's not rope use. Neither is riding. But
I couldn't do dex or anything.
No, you cannot do dex.
Okay, well, my dex is 90. That's why I'm trying to like.
I know, and I'm stopping you because I know what
That's
your
why
dex is.
you can't use Dex.
Okay, all right. I'll use riding. Yeah,
Hard riding.
hard riding. I get an 88 out of 25. I'm not even sure if I want to push that because I'll like tie myself up and fall out of the boat. And
I mean, I think it'd be fantastic.
I think you should push it for that very reason.
I'll spend a hand of fate for you, Miss Lane, and I'll make that a success. You begin to create a rope lasso.
thanks, Patreon.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Give it to me.
That's 24 under 60.
Okay.
48 under 65. And I will spend 16 luck to make that a hard success.
Fantastic. You draw the boat. With hard successes, you draw the rowboat very, very close to the back of this boat.
All right, who's throwing this? It's not me. That was Lillian saying that because I don't. Doctor, do you want to throw the lasso?
He shrugs and grins. I will definitely give it a shot, yeah. Why not? Takes it. I have always wanted to be a cowboy. And Doc braces himself and attempts to stand a little in the boat and try to throw it, because I don't think you can do it from a sitting position.
Probably not, no. You probably don't have the ability to get enough leverage.
No, I would think not. All right, well, here goes nothing. Oh, that is not even close. That is not a fumble.
No, that's good. I'm glad it's not a fumble. Functionally speaking, the one way to get onto the boat would be to get somehow the rowboat alongside the mistress and be able to get onto the rope handholds that exist on the side where the plank, the gangplank is normally attached at when it's ported, when it's in port.
Well, I think that's our only chance.
I have a question.
You have a question about what, Sam?
Can I see them?
Not from your position. You can tell there's
Okay.
something going on at the back of the boat, but you can't tell what's going on.
Okay. Well, if it seems like their attention has been diverted, I would like to use the opportunity to continue my hunt for a way inside.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It does look like there's some.
So I imagine I might be able to get like behind them at that point, right?
Well,
Or like around them.
you get towards the front of the boat, but it doesn't look like the entirety of the people here that are working the boat are moving. Like they're actively scanning the area. So you're dealing with multiple targets now that are actively moving and trying to ascertain where the trouble is at.
Okay.
We're rowing for everything we have. Do you have a better idea?
So those of you in the rowboat, they are going to throw something from the ship and attempt to hit you with it. So those of you in the rowboat who are rowing and those of you who are watching this scene as the back end of this yacht is you're very, very quickly closing distance on. You see two figures appear at the back of it, tall figures, and they hoist up what look like fishing hooks, like spears. Good. And they're going to throw them at the rowboat. One hits the water to the right with a sploosh. Ooh. Okay. Now we get to have fun. So there's 4 of you in that boat, or 5 of you in that boat. Doc had the rope and he was likely at the front trying to throw it.
Yerp.
Jack is 4. This could slow you down while you're rowing.
You could, yeah.
So you get speared in the back.
Yeah.
While you're rowing. And I will deal you a D8 points worth of damage. So damage, that's an 8. So you get speared for 8 damage, Jack.
Yeah, that fucks me up.
Yeah.
I mean, are you still rowing at this point?
Yeah.
Honey, you got to go to work today.
All right, well, Doc attempts to remove the spear. Because we can't just...
Your damn mind.
Well, Jack, do you want me to leave the spear in, or do you want it removed? I'll leave it up to you.
So I think that the idea of this is pretty humorous, but are you going to keep rowing, Jack?
Yeah, I have to keep rowing.
Okay. So that's definitely a hard strength roll.
I will spend 6 luck to make that a hard strength roll.
Okay, go on.
84.
Oh, God.
Doc looks at the ship, looks at Lillian, looks at the rope, and then slowly looks at the spear sticking out of Jack's back.
Yeah, I yanked the rope out of Doctor's hands.
You're right. I will need 2 hands to remove that spear.
Okay, so Jack, you make your hard success roll to row. Mr. Drummond, you failed to make your roll.
Yeah.
You're leaving it a failure?
I can't afford the luck.
I understand. So you gain some partial movement towards the back end of this boat. You're probably about 10 feet off from where you could grab something. The rope and the hook could potentially be improvised to make something to pull you in, but it would have to come out of your back first.
Duck kneels down next to Jack. I'm very sorry, Jack.
Yeah.
And this next part is going to... And then he pulls it out.
Oh, God. Give me a hard first aid roll, Doctor, and I'll find out if you do any more damage to your compatriot.
Gotcha.
Before you do that, did I get any healing back from resting?
So pulp characters in the rest get 2 hit points back.
Okay.
So you would have gotten 2 hit points back.
That's good.
It is dark.
It is.
And so that's probably not... it's no surprise. Doc is going to push the roll by positioning himself behind Jack and standing up, thereby making himself a much larger target should anyone throw anything. And
you're going to get leverage.
Exactly. That's what he has to do, is to get leverage to get the spear out. And then he pulls the spear out. Are you fucking kidding me? Seriously. I'm cursed tonight.
You're cursed.
I will spend the what is that? 11 luck to make that a
Can't
success.
spend luck on a push roll, James.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Can I assist him?
Sorry, Jack.
That roll is done and over with.
Nope.
So I'm going to play a hand of fate against you, Jack. And I'm going to deal you an additional D4 damage when he pulls this thing out. And it's just 1.
Oh, that's good.
I've done cleaner work. I'm sorry, Jack.
I just want to know who got sprayed when he pulled the spear out.
Oh, Lillian, clearly.
Oh, with the blood.
You bet.
Yeah.
You bet.
Oh, motherfucker.
You have the components that you need. You're within rough range if you want to make a makeshift harpoon.
Am I allowed to do first aid on
Yeah,
Jack?
you can.
whenever?
So I want to know who's making the harpoon so that you have some
I'm not
hope of
making
getting
any
on the
harpoon.
boat.
I will make the harpoon.
I would make the harpoon.
I will, yeah. It's a rope and a stick. I mean, how hard could it possibly be?
Well, you couldn't
You
throw the
attach a rope
lasso.
to a stick. Now the question is, who is going to actually throw it?
Well, Mr. Drummond looks like a big dude that could throw it, right?
Yeah, we're rowing.
Yeah. I mean, really anybody could technically throw it.
All right, give it to me. I'm throwing it.
Obviously, Lillian can't do first aid to you while you throw.
That's fine. Give me the damn thing. I'm throwing it.
Give me the goddamn thing. This is a dad on vacation.
I'm spending 13 luck to make that a success.
Okay. So what do you... Your target is the back of the yacht?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to spend a hand of fate for you, and I'm going to alter the trajectory of your harpoon, and it's going to collide with the fish man who threw it at you. When it goes through him, it'll serve as an anchor and kill a fish man. And who doesn't like killing fish people? So you throw it, pitched way through the darkness, and you hear it connect, and you hear a "oh!" And then the line goes taut, and you have to like grab on with your wrist, and you can feel as your chest heaves with air, you can feel that there's like almost a whistle through your body, but you are holding onto the rope that was on this harpoon, and you can feel that you're an anchor point.
Can I wrap the rope around the prow? Or
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Absolutely. Sam, you hear something happen on the back of the boat.
Okay, I'm going to head that way. Gently. Very gently.
Okay.
Yeah, after he wraps it around the prow, I'll do first aid on Jack.
Okay.
Sit down. Just sit down.
Gonna make collapse down is what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, I grab the doctor's bag. Give me that.
He pushes it forward with his foot as he sits down and taps his pipe over the side of the boat. You see, Jack, I told you lighting my pipe would be functional. Mm-hmm. The whole thing worked out.
This roll is going to be at hard difficulty because you are in darkness, right? Roughly. Your target is in the middle of being a rope anchor. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult for your abilities there.
We're all rolling like crap tonight. Well, I have 56 out of 65, so I did not make a hard success.
Right, but it's a failure, but it's a simple failure, okay? So there's no penalty for her failing a first aid roll. It just means that she can't seem to get your wound to close, which isn't a shock at this point. But the group does get closer to the back of the boat, which is super helpful. Jack, you figure that if you stay as an anchor point between the two, maybe Drummond can climb up the rope and get onto the back.
Or maybe he could pull the boat closer.
He could.
Yeah, that would go better, I
Okay.
think.
No rolls required. So you pull on the rope using Jack as an anchor point, and you get the boat within, basically underneath. You get the rowboat up against the side of the Dark Mistress. So you're here.
How far of a climb are we looking up?
Probably 10 or 15 feet. It's going to be a little ways, and you're going to have to climb.
I gotta tell you, I certainly as hell hope that Sam got on this boat.
So then I put the question to you, Lillian, and also to you, Doctor, because you're both there, and neither one of you are rowing. If Drummond has the hold of the rope, that means that either you two or Jack or even Maeve could make their way up the rope if you had successful climb rolls.
Doc will attempt to scramble up the side of the ship.
All right.
I got to keep throwing the rolls out there because
That's
mathematically, eventually, I've got to succeed at one of them. It's not that one, though.
No. So you begin to climb up the rope, and you fall back down and land uncomfortably on the prow of the boat.
Picks himself up, dusts himself off a little. Well, now you know how not to do that.
You are assailed by another spear, which plunks itself into the water.
Can I see who's shooting at us now?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to shoot at them.
Okay. And rifle up and...
Yep.
Okay.
I have a 92 out of 65.
Okay, it's not a malfunction, which is good. Pretty soon I'm going to act like, I'm going to be like Clippy here and say, would you like to push that roll? Like, that's what I feel like.
And then have it blow up in my face when I fail the roll? Sure, let's do it. I'm going to push it. I look at my gun, make sure that everything's like, what?
Well, nothing.
No.
Go right ahead.
No.
I love this.
I'm just jumping in the water.
Just pretend it's force.
Not before this roll, you're not.
I got a 21 out of 65.
Okay. So a rifle goes off. Go ahead and roll damage, Miss Lane.
3.
The creature at the back of the boat seems to recoil from being shot. And it seems to be... It bends down to try to get to something.
So moving in that direction, now that I've heard a shot, I know what's going on back there. So I will...
Pretty good idea, yes.
I will... I've heard that rifles. I've fired that rifle. It's music to my ears right now. I will slot the machete and I will withdraw the shotgun and tip the barrel to make sure there's no water remaining in it before I continue kind of creeping toward the gunfire.
Anybody else trying to make their way up the single rope?
I'm holding it. I can't go.
Yeah, I'll try. Oh, that's 10.
That's a hard success.
Okay, check that off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tick that box.
99 over 72 for my luck roll because, why wouldn't it?
It's not the fact that there's nothing useful in the boat, Doctor. It's the lack of light you're having a trouble with. It's like you feel that there are boxes and things here, but like you don't know what you're looking at, and knowing that it's a rowboat and thinking it might be a fisherman's boat, you're a little worried about hooks.
Right.
But that said, Miss O'Shea, you shimmy your way up the rope, and you land finally and fitfully at the back of this boat where there is a fish person. And the fish person looks at you and sort of opens its mouth and hisses at you.
I tell it to freeze.
Well, first you roll sand because you've never seen a fish person before.
Aw. I've seen much scarier than a fish person.
Yeah, that's not the way the mythos works.
That's a 41 out of 25. Woo woo!
Just going crazy, folks. All right. You lose a point of sanity.
24.
Not too much longer now.
Yeah.
Brains are fish food.
So you reel at the thought that somehow, some way, this person perhaps is wildly deformed, and that's not the worst part of it. The worst part of it is you think that you saw fillings inside their mouth from a dentist. Like maybe they were a person at one point.
Well, then they can die like a person, right?
I mean, ostensibly that's possible. You're going to give them a command through dominate?
I thought about it. Are they lunging towards me, or they just hiss?
It looks like they're getting ready to rake you with like a clawed hand.
Yeah, I'll tell it to freeze. Cost me 1 sand.
Okay.
Jack, do we still have those robes?
It's a power roll as well.
Yes. That is a 55 out of 83.
Okay. It freezes. Like immediately.
And I literally gut it like a fish.
Well, you'll get a chance to.
Well, that's my intention.
Right. Sam, you've made your way a little bit further back now. You're still being careful, yes?
Yes.
You hear on the air, you hear that tone. You hear the tone first and then the words. But you hear Miss O'Shea speak from the back of the boat. It's undeniable.
Freeze.
It sort of rides out over the ocean.
Once I hear that, I will hustle.
You hustle. You get to about 3/4 of the way back there, and you pick up visually that trail of like black ichor runs here. And then as soon as you get to the back corner of what is sort of the main housing of the mistress itself of this yacht, you see it, the portion of the structure to your right. You get an immediate 90-degree angle on it, so it turns, and then you see a doorway. You also see Miss O'Shea at the back of the boat, and the reason you know it's her is because in the night of the Shanghai waters that are here, her eyes glow, and you can make them out visually from 10 or 15 feet away.
And there's only one of these things up here?
Yeah. And you can see that she's probably tossed aside the robe that she's wearing, and she's pulling out a very, we'll just say, sharp-bladed weapon from her thigh.
Well, I would like to announce my presence by emptying both barrels into the back of this thing.
Yeah, you could do that.
I would like to.
You've got range. It's going to be 2d6 range for the shotgun.
Okay. That's why there's 2 barrels.
That's true.
And it's not moving, right?
It is not. Actually, it's completely still.
Yeah, that'll make the shot pretty easy. Do I have advantage on this roll or anything?
You do. Yep.
Okay.
Because the target cannot dodge. Well, it's not that it cannot dodge because you can't dodge gunfire. You can hit the deck, though. That's something different. But it doesn't see you there.
I'll take the extreme success 974 for the first shot.
It's gross. Why don't you roll the impale damage on that before we do anything else?
7. So 19?
Yeah, you obliterate it. You essentially, with the shotgun from this range, saw this thing in half. And you pull that blade out to gut it like a fish, as you had mentioned, Miss O'Shea. And when you turn and finally cock your arm back to do the deed which needs to be done, it gets pelted from an unseen assailant as a shotgun goes off, and it tumbles over the side and into the water.
Welcome aboard.
I'm going to look around. Are there any more fishmen up here?
Within visual range for you, no, but there are shadows that are moving all over this boat.
Okay. What does it cost for the heat vision?
Oh, it's a sanity point. Who else from the rowboat is going to make their way up?
Can I try to tie the rope off on the boat?
Yeah, you tie the rope off.
Okay.
There's no rope use skill.
I know.
You can tie it off. It's really the climb roll that makes the difference.
Jack, we don't want the Dark Mistress to get very far, do we?
You know what?
At all?
Just get off the boat.
He points at the robes, and as he goes over towards the side of the... Toss those into the rotors. If seaweed will bind up the rotors of a ship as he's climbing, silk ropes would definitely do it. And he attempts another freaking climb roll.
Keeper, is there any way that we can help from up here?
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to throw them more rope.
Yeah. If there's other ropes to toss, absolutely.
Yeah, there's a ton of them off the back of the ship that you could... actually, between you and Miss O'Shea, who has the most luck?
I have 76 right now.
Yeah.
I have 69.
Nice.
Go ahead and make me a luck roll, Miss O'Shea.
Well, I was going to be watching the front of the boat so nobody sneakies us.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a 95.
Ooh. So you do find a couple of different ropes you could cast off the back of the boat, which would increase the ease of being able to transition from one to the other.
And if all else fails, I can also pull someone up, right, if I needed to. So yeah, I'll help where I can if I need to help haul people up or...
Yeah, so given the extra rope and Sam's willingness to help pull people up, you'll have advantage making the climb roll.
Yeah, I'm essentially going to be standing like back to back without like touching Sam so that I can watch the other side.
I wouldn't assume you'd touch him.
Ew.
Doc once again gets about halfway up and then slides back down the side of the ship.
Tie yourself off, then have him help you pull up while you climb.
Honestly, if we're tied to the ship, Doc is not particularly worried about climbing up on deck, especially because that's where all of the shooting and stabbing is. And generally when they're shooting, Doc ends up with a new cup holder. So he just kind of gestures for Jack to go ahead and climb on up.
Climb up.
Doc will just hang out here in the dinghy.
Okay, yeah, that makes it. Barely, but it makes it.
Okay. You begin your ascent, Miss Lane.
Yep. I got an 8 out of 20.
Fantastic. Mr. Drummond.
Nope, 44 out of 20.
Okay. So what I'll say is this, barring any other additional rolls. Jack, you and Miss Lane join Maeve and Sam on deck. For those of you who are going to continue to traverse, it'll just take you an extra round or so. So what I'll say is, after some rope work and some help, everyone who wants to be on the back of the Mistress can be.
This place is crawling.
She's been so welcoming so far. Can I see the shadows moving?
Not so much anymore. In fact, a lot of the additional shadow movement that's going on has sort of...
I don't know how many there are, but that thing attacked me in the water.
Were they fishmen?
They were.
I knew it.
There's a fishman laying on the deck, isn't there?
Yeah, there's one right there.
So...
Yep. Oh my God. What is that thing?
Oh, there's two, because there's one that's pinned to the rail, right? That was being used as a...
well, no. There's one that's pinned to the rail. The other one's splooshed into the water.
Oh, okay. Right.
I'm pretty sure that they were once people. This one has fillings in its mouth.
Well, that's horrifying, Mr. Drummond.
Yeah, it is. It sure is, because I rolled a 78 out of 59.
That's fantastic. Mr. Drummond, lose 5 sanity.
Ooh.
Go ahead and make me an intelligence roll.
Oh, 15 out of 70.
Ah, yes. The realization, which is horror. So it isn't so much visually seeing them for you, Mr. Drummond, that does it. Really, it's hearing that this one has fillings. It's the understanding that there's some sort of warped creature that was once human, and you feel your own tongue run across the filling that you have on your upper molar, and you realize it could be you too. So you're going to have a bout right here on the back of the ship.
Actually, I am fairly, what's that word? Resilient?
Are you now?
I am.
You have the merit resilient?
Well, I can spend luck to reduce sanity loss.
Yeah. So you're going to spend some luck to burn off your sand loss?
I will spend 3 luck to burn off 3 sand loss.
Very good.
I need this.
Yeah,
Right.
sorry. You have different pulp talents.
Can I swallow his soul and get that?
I mean, you can try. Okay.
Look, we haven't even been to dinner yet, okay?
Doesn't matter.
There is a definite sound from the front of the boat, and you hear an awful lot of footsteps.
All right. I get a torch out.
Okay. You get a torch out.
I go hide in a shadow.
He has a torch. There aren't a whole lot of shadows.
Well, now there's going to be a whole lot of shadows.
Yeah, that's true. Like I scurry to the other corner.
You're on the back of a boat. There aren't corners.
There's the thing in the middle.
But the thing in the middle is at the front.
Oh, is it at the front?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like in the middle.
I found an entrance here, and I will point to the area where I saw the door.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then let's go.
Okay. You head forward. There is a doorway here, which is closed. That is the doorway that you saw that Icar trail go through.
Mm-hmm. Does the door open in or out?
The door opens in.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Okay, I kick in the door.
All right, you kick in the door. So inside, you see a creature breathing very heavily.
Is that the one with the split noggin?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
It's not so much... Yeah.
We meet again.
The creature is sitting at the table, almost as if he's just a regular old person, and he is laboring under the weight of a grievous wound around his neck. He's bled all down the front of his clothing. He's bled all over the floor here. He's in severe pain, and he sort of turns a cloudy, fishy, bulbed eye your way as you kick the door in.
I would like to paint the room.
Okay, you can absolutely make a rifle roll.
Am I close range? Like, is this point blank or?
It's point blank given your dexterity, so you can have an advantage die, which will help a lot in this case.
For sure. The 40 under 74, it looks like a lot better of a shot.
It sure does. So go ahead and roll damage.
So 12 plus 2, so 14.
Okay. Yeah, you paint the inside of what looks like a eating area here with a bunch of his bodily pieces. It is chunky and difficult for the average person, who, of course, doesn't exist here because you're all pulp characters. But this is pretty gross. You also see that there's a space beyond here that goes a little deeper.
Sorry, that was personal. I believe we start moving.
Yeah, I mean, he's standing in the doorway. I'm assuming it's only one person wide, so we have to wait for him.
I'm rolling in.
One of the things that you begin noticing as you head into this space, as the group begins moving deeper in, is that the space in here is well appointed. It is luxuriously made, but there's sort of a film that's on everything. Like there's a little bit of a dinge that's been placed on here. Things smell a little funny, even for the sea. Especially the eating area here, or what looks like an eating area. All of the stuff that's out here on the table is all raw. And it looks like the big pieces of tuna and some of the other big fish that's here has all been ripped apart and eaten by hand. And so there are just like fish heads and other, entrails. There's a bucket of what is essentially like fish slop that they seem to scoop things into. Just for point of reference, Doctor, did you eventually come up the side of the boat, or are you still in the dinghy?
No, he's still in the dinghy.
Okay.
He, like I said, there's already been an uncomfortable amount of shooting up there, for his tastes. So.
Okay. So moving forward in this space, the hallway thins, and you see it looks like there's maybe a working area here to the left where maybe like the captain would look over maps. And then there is a food prep area here to the right, which has more and more fish. And I want everyone to give me listen rolls at this point.
All I hear is my heart beating as I bleed out.
That makes sense.
25 out of 60, a hard success.
88 out of 20.
Say.
78 out of 79. I'll spend a point of luck to make it a success.
Good. All right. So, Mr. Drummond, what you hear are footsteps pounding up the side of the boat from the front to the back.
I take the table and I turn it over and I jam it against the door.
All right. You bought yourself probably a round.
I got 3 out of 63.
Okay. Yeah, there's definite movement down the side of the boat here.
The outside?
Yeah.
Okay. If they're going to come through that door, it'd be a pretty good bottleneck. So I will move to the back of the group and cover the door.
Okay. What's the rest of you doing?
Did Drummond push the table up against the door?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. I'm going to push myself further back into the room.
Okay.
And take a position so I can shoot anybody that comes through.
Sure. Miss O'Shea?
I'm going to be on the other side of Sam in the hallway so I can watch down that.
All right, Jack?
'Cause I don't want to get shot.
I'm going to use that couch as cover and watch the door.
All right. That is where the group sits and will sit until next time. So thank you so much for joining us on our wild adventures on the Dark Mistress. We hope you're enjoying the show, and we look forward to the next episode next week.